Camron, leaving Sirius XM, just got done with the Max B interview. Max B had the NY streets flooded. Jimmy acting like he can't see the water rising.
Me and these niggas go back like 40 years.
When you hear that you definitely come home, what's the energy? Because I'm going to keep it 100. Yo, Kill, I got to talk to the governor in Jersey.
Yeah,
once I speak to the mayor and these brothers we got coming up.
It was, like I said, you just got to switch the mindset.
Max B coming home. Where we at with that? Are you able to get past that?
No.
The entire community sensed the change as soon as Max left those prison doors. However, Jim Jones was unable to even act as though he was content. It's absurd, since this is the same Jim who was applauding when Mel returned home, but he leapt online, calling the celebration meaningless and attempting to portray Max B as some sort of failure. People noticed the noisy switch-up right away. After that, the situation became much more acute. Camron and Madeline sat down with Max B, and Cam didn't hold back. He stated unequivocally that even after all the
Pass it at some point.
You want me to crash out?
I definitely don't want you to crash out, because I don't want to crash.
So now we must now analyze what truly transpired. Why is Jimmy going in this manner, and why is Max retreating? His entire basis has been shaken once more by the world. The more you learn about Max B, Big Gavel's past, the more obvious it is that he contributed to the development of a whole period of New York rap without ever receiving due credit. Charlie Wingate, a native of Harlem, gained prominence in the early to mid-2000s as a member of Jim Jones's Bird Gang organization. The problem is that Max was never simply another crew member, not even near. At the time, no one else was using his free melodic sing-graph approach. The half-sung, half-floating New York flavor that artists like A$AP Rocky would eventually push into the public had a wavy, ahead-of-its-time vitality. Long before it became popular, Max was creating that blueprint. Even those who weren't admirers had to acknowledge that he offered the city something new.
I ain't gonna lie, Max B really inspired my whole rapping career too. I feel like, not rapping career, but you see the way I'm making melodies.
Yeah.
He was a big part of that, because before I started rapping, I was singing Max B.
Max was constantly releasing cassettes, including Coke Wave with French Montana, the Public Domain series, $1 Million Baby, and each of them became a cult favorite. He was the rapper that other rappers secretly studied, even in the absence of a significant label push. However, things took a sharp turn for the worst in 2006, just as his momentum was beginning to take off. Max was involved in a heist that fundamentally altered his course in life. This is what happened that evening. On September 22, 2006, Gina Conway, Max B's ex-girlfriend, informed him about Alan J. Plowin, a man she had recently met, and how he was showing off a lot of money. Max saw this as an opportunity rather than dismissing it and continuing to concentrate on music. He instructed Gina to accompany his stepbrother Kelvin Lowe in carrying out the heist. In search of a fast lick, they went to Plowden's room at a Holiday Inn in Fort Lee. When Gina knocked, Giselle Neve, another lady, answered. Plowin was asleep, Giselle informed them. At that time, Gina tied her up while Kelvin brought out the revolver and held her at gunpoint. The scenario quickly took a turn for the worst. They ripped through the room, flipping everything in an attempt to find the money, but they were unsuccessful. Thus, they awakened Plowden, bound him as well, and demanded to know the location of the money. There was nothing there, he insisted again. Then, Kelvin made him contact David Taylor, his partner, and order him to bring the money. However, Taylor had trouble with Kelvin as soon as he got there. As the situation worsened, the pistol went off and Taylor was shot and killed. Following the mayhem, Kelvin grabbed Taylor's watch, while Gina took Giselle's handbag and $800 from his pockets. They all lost their futures for that little sum, which was just petrol money and a few accessories. When you consider it that way, the tragedy strikes even more forcefully. Plowden informed hotel employees of their escape. He was attempting to conceal $30,000 when the cops came. Thus, he immediately caught his own accusations. When Gina was taken into custody a few days later, she told detectives everything right away. Max, Kelvin, the strategy, every aspect. Soon after, Max and Kelvin...
Where's Donna?
In 2009, Gina accepted a plea agreement for armed robbery and manslaughter and consented to testify, facing a maximum sentence of 18 years incarcerated. Let's fast forward to May of 2009. The trial for Max and Kelvin formally started. Both were found guilty on 9 of 11 counts, including felony murder. On June 9, 2009, Max was given a 75-year term, while Kelvin was given a life plus 35-year sentence. Gino received a 15-year sentence the very following day. Max attempted to fight back by filing an appeal, but it was denied in August 2012, securing his 75-year term. Then, when Max B's conviction was reversed in 2016.
No, I would never work for that cornball ass against me. I'm a boss. I'm not with that. It's never nothing no more. Like, I look like a boss, I feel like a boss, I taste like a boss. Max Bigger Val. Out of here, man. So Jim Jones, compare the names. Look, Max Bigger Val. Jim Jones. Guys don't even add up. They're not they're not on my level, man.
After he entered a guilty plea to aggravated manslaughter, his sentence was reduced to 20 years, altering the course of his future. After almost 16 years, Max was released from jail by November. He was greeted at home by friends and family, including French Montana, his longtime colleague. With the caption, "Can't make this up," French posted a video of him welcoming Max outside the jail gates. "On my birthday, my brother actually arrived home. No more free you and HLA." The video became viral on the internet. However, we now go right into the drama. Jim Jones and Max B's conflict.
The talk. That's kind of how I missed out on Max B. I'm just being straight up honest. And Jim ended up signing him because Jim seen the vision, because Jim had an outside vision of Max. I grew up with Max. Charlie Rambo, play all day, joking all the time. So when he came to me and said he's gonna start rapping, I was like, yo, Charlie, stop playing. His exact words was killing him. Like, no, let's get this clicking like Dorothy's heels.
Max B, he wasn't Max B, his name was Charlie Rambo. He get out of jail, he come up to me. This is word for word. So I'm like, Charlie, what up? When you guys say, yo, Flea, I just came home. I said, y'all say you always just come. He said, yo, Flea, you know how to rap now, let's get this clicking like Dorothy's heels.
When Max wasn't only going along when he initially joined Bird Gang and Dipset, he was working diligently behind the scenes, crafting hooks, assisting with verse construction, and some even claim he contributed to important albums.
Yeah, but you don't know the slander, like when you got locked up, you don't know the slander that I get. Cam, how the you let it go this way? From the same, like, what the how to go, da. I'm like, yo, I ain't see the yo, I ain't see this nigga be playing niggas got in and out of jail all the time, man. I ain't see this shit was gonna happen. Niggas be ready to take my head off about this shit.
Because you ain't a prophet.
Yeah.
They want you to be about prophet.
Yeah, listen, man. And I listen, I'm first tell you, I missed out and I didn't see it because you was too much of my nigga and I didn't see the vision. And sometimes what it is, not even talking about you, because you turned out to be something else.
You still got me in though.
Oh no,
You did everything in your. You was like, look, go see, bro.
Yeah, but listen, we boomerang. We here now. We ain't even gonna get.
No, I'm just saying, like that's how.
Right.
Even you acknowledge, like, still, like, damn, I got Jaja, I got this, I got Rail, I got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You said, nah.
But however, the issue went beyond money. It has to do with respect. According to Max, Jim never treated him equally. Even despite this, he was heavily involved in the creative process behind the scenes. Max finally decided to permanently leave Bird Gang as a result of their persistent disrespect. Following his departure, he joined forces with French.
Where we at with that? Are you able to get past that?
No. Now we get past now. We can get past that now. You want to get past it? Or you want to dive more into it? Or you want me to tweak it?
I want you to pass it at some point.
You want me to crash out?
I definitely don't want you to crash out because I don't want to crash out. Now, what I want for myself, I want for my brother.
I appreciate it.
You see what I'm saying? Because there's too much money out here, there's too much life out here, and I like to do the things that I like to do. Ain't nothing feel better than living right.
But the videos went viral as fans found instances in which Jim sidestepped enquiries or dismissed Max's name as though it upset him more than he acknowledged. Jim wasn't prepared for someone from his own group to shine so brilliantly back when Max began to receive significant notice. The pressure is back now that Max is free. Max is more focused, sharper, and calmer, and each time he talks, that assurance is evident. Jim makes an effort to minimize it, but people can see right through the tone, timing, and subtle jabs. The truth is forced back into the forefront by Max's return home. What was actually developed by whom? Who was worthy of praise? Who was prevented from moving forward? It lands when Camron, who witnessed it all, claims that Jim has been uncomfortable with Max's name for years. Even if Max isn't creating drama, his very presence changes the mood. Jim is still burdened by the past, but Max is looking ahead. When Mayo asked whether he could finally let things go during a recent interview, Jim just replied no, declining to elaborate. Fans responded right away. According to others, Jim is still plagued by memories of Max running on World Star years ago, constantly criticizing him and bringing up the hotel incident. Some contended that Jim's response stems from the fact that Max isn't directly in front of him. They could go on and heal if they faced each other. Although Jim feels upset and must admit his part in Max's suffering, the love is still there. The tale goes much beyond what most fans are aware of, which is why the discussion is so intense. Max is concentrating on his upcoming chapter. Jim's shadow from the past continues to linger even if he isn't looking back.